What's up, my fellow Doncicians? I'm theLUKAshow. Welcome to the Luka Show. And I hope you guys have enjoyed your time away from the NBA. But it's back. It's coming back. This week, it's already been pretty crazy with the draft, with free agency, with trades going on. Not as crazy as last year, but still, if you're an NBA fan, you're loving all of this. We have training camp coming up in a little over a week. We've got exhibition games in a couple of weeks, and we have the start of the 2020-21 season in a month. So great news for basketball fans. The sad news is that this is the end of the basketball card buying season. I hope you guys stocked up on cards that you really want. So this episode, I thought it would be fun, and hopefully this is a segment that I can do in the upcoming months. I thought it'd be fun to take a look at the top 10 cards, Luka Doncic cards that have sold in the month of October and November, and just talk about the card, give you my 2 cents on the value of the card, if I thought it was accurately priced, if it sold for too much or too little. Anyways, let's jump right into it. Let's take a look at Luka's top eBay sales over the last few months. All right, so let's take a look at Luka's top 10 sales on eBay for the months of October and November, and we'll start off with number 10. Appropriately, it's a black label, pristine 10 with a 10 auto. It is Luka's 2018-19 Contenders Draft Picks, cracked ice to 23. This was one of Luka's first Panini cards, and I'm not a huge fan of Contenders Draft Picks, but if you're going to pick it up, go ahead, pick up the cracked ice ticket. I think this is a very solid sale for the seller. BGS 9.510 cracked ice sold for $6,000, and I should state it did not sell for $35,000. Let me quickly go over to 130point.com, show you that the actual sale is $25,000, but over 4x over the 9.510 version. I'd say that's a very solid sale for the seller. Let's move on to number 9. All right, number 9 is Luka's 2018-19 Flawless Star Swatch Signatures, sold for $25,200 via auction. I really wanted this card, and I'll be honest, I think this is the steal of the offseason for Luka. For me, the Star Swatch Signatures is in a class in and of itself for flawless RPAs. I know it can be confusing to a lot of people with the verticals and horizontals, multiple variations, and then this bad boy right here. But for me, this one has the most legacy, most important swatch auto set out of Flawless. And look at it, you got that beautiful lone star above the patch, Luka playing in Dallas, in Texas. Just makes a whole lot of sense. Congratulations to the winner of this card. I know who actually won this card, and a true gem, 9.5, no more. He was able to cross it over to a PSA 10 stamped beautiful card, and now I would guess this card is probably 2x what he paid for just a little bit over a month ago. So fantastic pickup. Number 9 is Luka's Flawless Star Swatch Signatures. Beautiful card, a card that I would love to have in my PC one day. All right, number 8 is Luka's Donruss Next Day Auto. This one's BGS 9.510. This was a buy it now, and someone smashed that bin for the full price. And, you know, it's understandable because this card is really hard to find in 9.5 or a PSA 10. I remember when these cards first came out, I was looking at copies, raw copies, for around $500-600. But I never pulled the trigger because I couldn't find a copy that I really liked, right? That was well-centered, that had crisp corners. A lot of them show white on the corners because of the all blue. And so that's one of my bigger regrets, not picking up this card. $30,000 for a gem mint. I think that's a fair price for this card. You know, it's one of the more important rookie auto cards that you can get. There's a lot of legacy with this product or this set. It goes back to Panini's very first year with NBA exclusive rights back in 2009, although its next days were in the product Panini back then, and it's been in Donruss for, I'd say, the last 10 years probably. Still a very important card for a Luka collector, one that's missing from my collection, and a fair buy at $30,000 or $29,999. That is number 8. Let's move on to number 7. All right, number 7, actually number 6 and 7 sold for the same dollar amount, so I'm just randomly choosing 7 here. Of those two is Luka's 2018-19 Panini Prism Blue Prism PSA stamped gem mint. The selling price wasn't $34,950. Let's go and take a look. It sold for $30,000. Buy it now. And this, simply put, is Luka's most iconic blue parallel card with the jersey match. His blue parallels have really been popular, have really taken off. A lot of them in Chronicles that get astounding dollar amounts that I could never have imagined, you know, these Chronicles blue parallels going for 6,000, 7,000 plus in some instances. One thing I will say about this card, and oh my goodness, I didn't even realize, there are surface issues, a very common surface issue with these blue prisms, and looking at this copy a little bit more closely, this card also has that surface issue. It's right here. So I have a copy of the blue prism graded BGS 9, and I thought mainly it got docked because of this little surface issue right here, which appears on pretty much all blue prisms. I think there are just a handful of copies I've seen that didn't have this little surface issue. Apparently PSA is not going to knock you down on it, but something I thought you guys should know about. I'm not trying to throw this card on the bus or anything, but you know, that is something to look out for in one of Luka's most iconic blue parallel, his blue prism. All right, let's take a look at number 6, which again is the same price as number 7. Let's take a look at 130 point again to see the price. $30,000, buy it now, accepted. And it is Luka's 2018-19 Optic Choice Black Gold, number to 8. This one's a mint 9. And it's got that mojo finish. And for me, this is just one of Luka's best looking on-card autos. I'd really only say that Optic Contenders, the image variation where he's driving to the hoop, is comparable to this. And just a really underrated card, I think, in some ways. Yeah, this is a mint 9 that sold for $30,000. So I know some people are going to say, how is that underrated? But, you know, this card actually, I know the seller, I believe, also sold his Optic Gold. I'd love to know how much he sold that card for. But these two cards, the Optic Gold, Black Gold, I think are cards that are going to age really well as long as Luka continues on the trajectory he's going on. You guys know my thoughts on 18-19 Optic, and just look at that card. Fantastic looking card, and a nice pickup for the buyer. Number 5 is just a stunning card, another card that I wish I had. I mean, I have this card, but not in the grade. And people say it's not about the grade, but for this card, a lot of it is about the grade. It is Luka's 2018-19 Optic Black Velocity Black Label. Now, when I saw this card come out, that was the first thought in my head. Was like, oh man, imagine a black label, Black Velocity. That would look so sweet. And yes, it does, guys. Look at that card. Just the perfect match. I also know who won this card. And, you know, it's funny in the Luka world, you're competing against a lot of your hobby buddies for these cards. But, you know, that is the way it is. And for me, this is just a great buy. A great buy. We saw that Blue Prism PSA 10 sell for the same price, and for me, I'd rather have this card. You've got a much rare print run to 39 in the best grade, and it's just a stunning card, and I think it's going to just continue to grow in terms of its importance rankings wise out of Luka Doncic rookie cards. His Black Velocity Black Label, fantastic pickup for the buyer of this card. All right, number 4 is Luka's 18-19 Immaculate Collection Premium Patch Auto. Love these cards. Yes, it doesn't have the RC logo. It's considered an insert, but just look at the card. And if you've seen Luka's other Immaculate RPAs for this year, for his 18-19 year, this card, hands down, takes it in terms of design, and also just the patch window, significantly larger than the others. Really great looking card, and I think a lot of collectors are starting to really not care about the RC logo when it comes to certain important cards. And we saw earlier Flawless with their Star Swatch Signatures card, and for Immaculate, what I view as like the comparable card in the Immaculate RPAs would be the premium patch autographs. And I do feel that those two inserts or subsets or whatever you want to call them have a really bright future. I think these will be cards that people will be chasing for decades and decades to come. So fantastic pickup. Obviously 9.5 for this card is acetate. You know, it's got surface issues, so to have a 9.5 anything for any Immaculate card is a crazy grade for the card. $45,653. I'd say, you know, this card is finally getting its due. All right, number 3 on the list is Luka's 2018-19 Optic Contenders Gold. This is the variation photo. PSA labels it as the dribbling one. I prefer the other gold, and yes, I am biased. I own the other gold where he's going up to the hoop. But this is obviously an amazing card as well here. Gem Mint 10. Mine is in a BGS 9, so there's a little jealousy going on as well. Selling for $67,802. Some people were a little blown away by that price. Me, personally, not so much, considering how much his blue Optic Contenders are going for, the reds, the silvers. Makes sense that this gold would be up there. I actually thought it could be even higher in a PSA 10 grade, but perhaps, you know, the values are suppressed somewhat by the fact that there are 2 variations of golds, and also you have to remember that there are 2 gold variations of Contenders as well. So they're looking at 40 different golds coming from Contenders Optic and Contenders, so perhaps that's what causes some of these prices to be down. But for me, these on-card autos are some of Luka's best on-card rookie card autos that you can find. So I think there's a really bright future for this card as well. Number 2 is Luka Doncic's 2018-19 National Treasures Rookie Logo Man, numbered 5 out of 5. And I will say I was a little hesitant putting this up here because the card has been listed and relisted multiple times. But, you know, just looking at the price of what Luka NT cards go for and this ending price, I'm going to say, you know, it's very legitimate that this card did sell at this price. You know, one thing that might have happened in previous sales, as you guys can see, you know, it's not in the greatest condition. It looks like it's roughed up a little bit on the surface there in the corners, even the front showing some white. You see the edge has some issues. So it's a card that perhaps the buyer purchased, you know, and it's just dropped 60 plus grand on the card, gets it and realizes like, oh, there's all these little scuff marks and, you know, white corners, and then they get the regret and return it. But hey, there's 5 copies of these, you know. It's not all about the grade sometimes, especially for a rookie logo man like this. So I think $67,877 isn't a price that makes me go like, whoa, that's impossible. So keeping it here, number 2 sale is Luka Doncic's rookie logo man. And, you know, I do think that it does get a knock on this one for being horizontal. It's a much better looking card. Vertical in my opinion, as well as his logo man auto. I think his Immaculate logo man looks way better vertical, but just hating on the card. I don't have it, but you know, just in a perfect world, I wish this was vertical. Really don't get the whole horizontal logo man look. Not a fan whatsoever. Still a very cool card. Luka's logo man rookie, $67,000. And number 1 is Luka's 2018-19 Panini Prism Signatures Gold, BGS 9.5, 10. This card, I'll be honest, really blew me away. The final dollar amount, $125,988. I really didn't even see this thing hitting $100,000. But there are people who just view this card in a much higher regard than I do. Me personally, I would take the Optic Gold over this card, it being on card and having a great image, me also being a fan of 18-19 Optic. The sticker auto, it definitely detracts value-wise for me, but for some, obviously, the fact that this is a gold prism auto is enough to put this up at the top of his rookie card autos. Me, no. Even the optic contenders that sold for 67,000, I would put in the same ballpark as this, but clearly this card trumps those. And let's take a look at the bids to see if we can learn a little bit more. I will say this: I have heard from my well-connected friends that this card has been paid for, so I'm not questioning the sale. But as you guys can see here, you had 2 late bids on this card, which got it to the price it did. So they look like there was competition between 2 people here at the end. And what you do see below that is this giant gap, right? This giant $50,000 gap. You had a lot of people here in that 70, 77, 777 bid, nice bid there, range. So I think this is where a lot of people viewed the value of this card, and a few people had a little bit of higher value estimation going on. And that's the benefit sometimes of having these auctions, right? You get 2 people who really want a card. That could have been an individual versus some type of, card fund. Who knows who the second bidder was, but not questioning the validity of the sale. I've heard that the sale went down. It's been paid for. Just trying to understand why it went for a significant amount more than I was expecting it to. So that is it. That is the number 1 card, sale-wise, for the months of October and November for Luka Doncic. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. I had a lot of fun drooling over all these high-end Luka cards, and I look forward to doing this on a month-to-month basis. I do have some shout-outs I want to throw out there. First shout-out is to my sister and brother-in-law who started a company. They went live last week. I'm really excited for them. The website is askfinny.com. You can go to it on your computer or on your mobile device, and it's really a site where you can learn about finances, you can learn about taxes, education for your kids, real estate, and you learn through a really fun, gamified way where you're earning coins. All of this is free, by the way. And for those who are more advanced, who have a little bit more knowledge in the financial world, there are tools where you can compare stocks, mutual funds, and check out their performance, their caps, a lot of really interesting stuff to digest there. So please go check out askfinny.com and support my sister and brother-in-law. Also, I'd like to do a shout out to Adam at the Real 27 guy who started up the Basketball Card Fanatic magazine. If you guys have not subscribed, you should definitely go reach out to him, subscribe. You can also pick up the first issue for free. I wrote an article in that one about Luka Doncic and me hating Vlade Divac. So support me, support Adam, go check that out. It really is one of the best things that you can do if you want to learn about the basketball card market, or if you're just a hardcore collector and you want to consume as much as you can. It's high quality content, some amazing articles from some of the best minds in the hobby. So definitely reach out to Adam if you haven't subscribed already. Besides that, I hope you guys enjoy all the NBA frenzy that's happening right now. I've got a new episode that I'm going to be working on next week, and it's not going to be about basketball. It's going to be about a football player that I have started speculating on. So that should be a fun episode as well. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out.